Sovereign Elizabeth II and Prince Philip's love story, a timeline of the royal couple's 7-decade relationship. It's been 70 years since Prince Philip wrote to Queen Elizabeth II to say he had fallen head over heels in love totally and energetically with her, and the couple have been together from that point onward, through marriage, labours, wins and preliminaries. A 8-year-old Elizabeth met Philip in 1934 while going to a wedding for Princess Marina and Prince George. After 5 years, the pair reconnected at ages 13 and 18 while they were at the Royal Naval College in Dartmouth. Their subsequent experience is the place where they fell head over heels in love and started trading letters. Subsequent to getting occupied with July 1947, they got married that November at Westminster Abbey in London. They would proceed to invite 4 youngsters: Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward. He is somebody who doesn't take effectively to praises, however he has, essentially, been my solidarity and stay every one of these years, the ruler said during a discourse on her brilliant wedding commemoration in 1997. What's more, I, and his entire family, and this and numerous different nations owe him an obligation more prominent than he could at any point guarantee, or we will at any point know. It's been 70 years since Prince Philip wrote to Queen Elizabeth II to say he had begun to look all starry-eyed at totally and wholeheartedly with her, and the couple have been together from that point forward, through marriage, labours, wins and preliminaries. A 8-year-old Elizabeth met Philip in 1934 while going to a wedding for Princess Marina and Prince George. After 5 years, the pair reconnected at ages 13 and 18 while they were at the Royal Naval College in Dartmouth. Their subsequent experience is the place where they fell head over heels in love and started trading letters. Subsequent to getting occupied with July 1947, they got married that November at Westminster Abbey in London. They would proceed to invite 4 youngsters: Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward. He is somebody who doesn't take effectively to praises, however he has, just, been my solidarity and stay every one of these years, the ruler said during a discourse on her brilliant wedding commemoration in 1997. Furthermore, I, and his entire family, and this and numerous different nations owe him an obligation more noteworthy than he could at any point guarantee, or we will at any point know. Elizabeth and Philip proceeded to turn into the longest wedded couple throughout the entire existence of the British imperial family. Their love has withstood the trial of time basically on the grounds that they love each other without a doubt, Regal Master Christopher Warwick revealed to Vanity Fair in May 2020. In a private limit, he has consistently been conceded to by the sovereign as top of the family. The British student of history proceeded, "It's an extremely cooperative relationship and a firm association, getting going, obviously, with these early gatherings, this early correspondence, which turned into a kinship, which became warmth, which became love." Philip, as far as concerns him, talked about what he accepts has made a dependable connection between the pair. "I think the fundamental exercise that we have learned is that resistance is the one fundamental element of any cheerful marriage," he said while commending their 50th wedding commemoration in 1997. "It may not be so significant when things are working out positively, however it is totally essential when the going gets troublesome. You can take it from me that the sovereign has the nature of resilience in plenitude." In November 2020, the team checked 73 years of marriage. However, their story took a turn 3 months after the fact when Philip was confessed to King Edward VII's hospital as a prudent step, subsequent to feeling sick. He was released 1 month later, his longest medical clinic stay to date, in the wake of getting therapy for a disease and an effective method for a prior condition. News broke in April 2021 that the Duke had passed on at 99. It is with profound distress that Her Majesty the Queen has reported the demise of her adored spouse, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness died calmly today at Windsor Castle, the family's assertion read. The royal family get together with individuals all throughout the planet in grieving his misfortune. Further declarations will be made at the appointed time. See the course of events underneath to remember their initial sentiment, their commitment and wedding, and the good and bad times of their marriage. July 1939, first meeting. While on a visit through the Royal Naval College, Elizabeth's folks, King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, asked Philip, at that point 18, to accompany their kids, Elizabeth and Margaret. Philip and Elizabeth, at that point 13, started trading letters. July 1947, engagement announced. Elizabeth and Philip's commitment was reported in the court round. It is with the best of joy that the King and Queen declare the pledge of their beyond all doubt dearest girl, the Princess Elizabeth, to Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten RN, child of the late Prince Andrew of Greece and Princess Andrew, to which association the King has readily given his assent, the assertion read. Philip supposedly proposed to Elizabeth the earlier summer, with King George VI consenting to the association relying on the prerequisite that the commitment would be declared after Elizabeth's 21st birthday. November 1947, wedding. The regal couple got married at Westminster Abbey before around 2,000 visitors in a controlled function with regards to Britain's post-war somberness. They honeymooned at the Scottish regal domain of Balmoral. November 1948, birth of Charles. On November 14, 1948, not long before Elizabeth and Philip praised their first wedding commemoration, they invited their first kid, Charles Philip Arthur George. August 1950, birth of Anne. The couple invited Anne Elizabeth Alice Louise, their subsequent youngster and just girl, on August 15, 1950. February 1952, death of King George VI. Elizabeth and Philip were visiting Kenya when word got through that George VI had kicked the bucket in his rest, leaving Elizabeth the beneficiary to the British seat. She got back to London and was declared Queen and head of the Commonwealth and Defender of the Faith, and she and Philip and their children moved out of Clarence House and into Buckingham Palace. June 1953, Elizabeth's coronation. With in excess of 8,000 visitors present at Westminster Abbey and 20 million individuals tuning in across the world, Elizabeth was coronated as Queen on June 2, 1953. During the crowning celebration, Philip stooped and advised her, "I, Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, do turn into your master man of life and appendage and of natural love." February 1960, birth of Andrew and establishment of new name. Only days before the introduction of third kid Andrew Albert Christian Edward on February 19, 1960, Elizabeth told the Privy Council that her relatives would convey the name Mountbatten Windsor, a blend of her last name and Philip's, so they would be recognized from the remainder of the regal family. Walk 1964, birth of Edward. The couple invited their fourth and last kid, Edward Anthony Richard Louis, on March 10, 1964. November 1972, silver wedding anniversary. As they commended 25 years of marriage, Elizabeth and Philip got roughly 15,000 letters and 2,500 wires from around the world, including congrats from the lords of Tonga and Thailand and the sovereigns of Japan and Ethiopia. November 1977, first grandkid. Princess Anne gave the imperial couple their first grandkid when she and spouse Mark Phillips invited Peter Mark Andrew Phillips on November 15, 1977. Anne, expecting to give her youngsters as ordinary a daily existence as could be expected, turned down the sovereign's proposal to give her kids illustrious titles. November 1992, Elizabeth's Annus Horribilis. 1992 isn't a year on which I will think back with undiluted joy, Elizabeth said in a discourse recognizing her 40th year as sovereign. In the expressions of one of my more thoughtful journalists, it has ended up being an annus horribilis. That year alone, Prince Charles and Princess Diana declared their partition following 11 years of marriage, Prince Andrew isolated from spouse Sarah Ferguson, Anne separated from Mark Phillips, and Windsor Castle was seriously harmed in a fire. November 1997, golden anniversary. Elizabeth and Philip denoted their 50th wedding commemoration with a celebratory lunch at the Banqueting House in London. Of her better half, Elizabeth said, "He has, essentially, been my solidarity and stay every one of these years, and I, and his entire family, and this and numerous different nations, owe him an obligation more prominent than he could at any point guarantee, or we will at any point know." June 2002, Golden Jubilee speeches. As the sovereign commended the 50th commemoration of her crowning ritual, she lauded Philip once more, saying, "The Duke of Edinburgh has made a priceless commitment to my life over these previous 50 years." November 2007, Diamond Wedding Anniversary. Ruler William and Judi Dench were among the individuals who gave readings at the couple's dual wedding administration at Westminster Abbey. 10 different couples who share a similar 60-year commemoration date likewise went to the assistance. April 2011, a royal occasion. Elizabeth and Philip went to the pre-marriage ceremony of their grandson Prince William and his significant other, Duchess Kate. June 2012, a supportive spouse. Elizabeth visited Philip after he was conceded to the emergency clinic for 2 evenings in the wake of experiencing a bladder contamination. His hospitalization made him miss that year's Diamond Jubilee festivities in London. June 2013, a high honor. Elizabeth gave her significant other the Order of New Zealand, which is New Zealand's most elevated honor, at Buckingham Palace. May 2016, sticking together. Philip joined Elizabeth when she gave a discourse at the state opening of Parliament, which denotes the start of the parliamentary year. June 2016, Elizabeth's 90th birthday celebration. In spite of the fact that she was brought into the world on April 21, 1926, Elizabeth formally commends her birthday with a few days of festivities each June, following a practice begun by King George II in 1748. For the event of her 90th birthday celebration and Philip's 95th, VIP picture taker Annie Leibovitz delivered another representation of the couple. August 2017, Philip's retirement. After 22,220 independent public commitment, 637 performance abroad excursions, 5,493 discourses and 14 books, Philip resigned from imperial obligation, making his keep-going authority commitment on August 2, 2017, when he went to a Buckingham Palace march respecting the Royal Marines. November 2017, a lasting marriage. To observe Elizabeth and Philip's 70th wedding commemoration, the Imperial Castle revealed new pictures of the long-lasting loves. October 2018, another romantic gathering. Elizabeth and Philip saw their granddaughter Princess Eugenie say, "I do," to her companion, Jack Brooksbank. May 2018, celebrating love. The imperial pair went to the wedding of Duchess Meghan and their grandson Prince Harry. January 2019, a scary accident. Philip was hospitalized after his association in an auto crash close to the Sandringham estate, where his vehicle eventually rolled. He supported no wounds from the occurrence. June 2020, Philip's 99th birthday. The pair postured for another photograph that was delivered out of appreciation for Philip's 99th birthday celebration. November 2020, 73rd wedding anniversary. In front of their 73rd wedding commemoration, the long-lasting pair were captured taking a gander at a card that their incredible grandkids Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis provided for them to celebrate the event. April 2021, the death of Philip. Buckingham Palace affirmed that the Duke died calmly at Windsor Castle soon after his 1-month medical clinic stay. Philip was treated for a contamination and went through a medical procedure for a previous condition subsequent to being confessed to King Edward VII's hospital in February 2021 as a prudent step. Thanks for watching. Bye now.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Life is Often if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.